How's it going, guys? Ted Carr from Fruit Living here, and today I want to talk to you about some stuff that not many other people are talking about, so let's get right into it. There are a lot of raw fooders now who've either gone back to cooked food or who are struggling with cooked food, and there are a lot of cooked fooders who are just struggling to eat raw. So I want to encourage you, if you want to succeed on raw vegan, if you want to succeed on fruitarianism, focus on the fruit. But do I negatively judge people who eat cooked food? Do I look down on them? No way! Because I ate cooked food. I ate cooked food for pretty much my entire life. And when I look back on my old self, do I hate my old self? No, but I definitely hated the way I felt. I hated the way I felt. The way I felt was garbage. The way I felt was crap. The way I feel now is I'm feeling like a freaking Lamborghini. I'm feeling like a Ferrari. I'm feeling like a Tesla. I'm feeling like the 2016 Tesla. Go check out Tesla cars if you don't know what those are already. I'm feeling clean, lean, and fast, man. I'm feeling really healthy, feeling good. Now, when I ate cooked food, I didn't feel that way. When I ate cooked food, I felt like a broken down 1980s Pontiac Mazda or some crap, you know? I just didn't feel that well. But there are definitely some people who can handle their cooked food better than others. There are definitely some people who can transition to fruitarian easier than others. So when there's people who are eating cooked food, like my mom eats cooked food, my dad eats cooked food, my sister eats cooked food, most of my friends from high school and who live here in Canada eat some cooked food, and a lot of my raw vegan friends slip up every now and then and have some cooked food. I don't judge them, I don't think they're weak, I just think, hey man, that's where I was. And you know what? I wouldn't be here behind the camera if I hadn't slipped up as many times as I did. Slipping up allowed me to take the next step in my evolution. Slipping up allowed me to really learn. When you slip up enough and you're really aware that you're slipping up and you're aware with the sensations that go along with slipping up and eating cooked food, when you stray from the raw vegan path, you can feel the difference. And the only way to know the difference is to do both. If you live your entire life eating what most people eat, probably like 80–90% cooked food throughout the day, and you've never even been aware of the fact that there could be a dependency happening because you're just raised on cooked food, like, and everyone around you is raised on cooked food. No one mentions anything. No one ever says, oh, if you're tired, try getting off cooked food. No one ever says, oh, you're sick, try getting off cooked food. No one ever says, oh, you're overweight, try getting off cooked food. No one ever says, oh, you're depressed, try getting off cooked food and try getting on the fruit path. Nobody tells us to get on the fruit path. We don't even know that that's an option. We just think feeling the way we feel is just the way we feel. It's just the way it is because the way we're eating, no one questions it. Nobody questions cooked food. Well, I question cooked food. I questioned it big time when I found out about raw food. I said, wow, if raw food is so perfect and cooked food is the opposite of raw food, what would happen if we just based our diet on cooked food? And I felt it, man. I felt it when I made the switch. So what I'm saying is that if you lived your entire life, let's say, dependent on cigarettes, if you just were smoking cigarettes your entire life, you wouldn't feel like you're dependent on cigarettes. You wouldn't feel like you're addicted to cigarettes. Everyone smokes, you're smoking, it's just what you do. Only when you learn that there are actually people who breathe oxygen only, like just clean air all the time, and then you're like, whoa, I'm gonna try that. That makes a lot of sense. That sounds good. I'm gonna put the cigarette down and stop smoking this and just go and try to do that. Then you'll realize, holy smokes, I'm actually quite dependent on this cigarette for calming down. I haven't learned to calm down myself yet naturally. So with cooked food, it's the same thing. With fruitarianism, it's the same thing. You only know that you're dependent on cooked food when you try to make the shift to 100% fruitarian diet, 100% raw vegan diet. If you don't try to make that shift, you're never even gonna know what those dependency feelings feel like. So the people who slip up, those are the people who learn the most. You're probably not gonna love the way it feels, but in hindsight, you're gonna look back and say, wow, I love the fact that I slipped up and I learned from that because now I can help other people. Slipping up and straying from the raw vegan path is just a milestone. It's a mile marker, letting you know that you are on the path. Right? The path is windy. The path is up and down and twisty and turny. And if you slip up and have some cooked food, that means you're on the path still. That still means you're on the path. The only way to really get off the raw vegan path entirely is just to totally give up altogether and say, you know what, I'm just gonna base my diet on cooked food again. Like, I'm just gonna make cooked food the basis of my diet. When you give up altogether, when you throw the towel in, then you're either on a different path or you're headed in the wrong direction. But if you're slipping up, but you still got the intention to eat 100% raw, then you're on this raw vegan path, you're on the fruitarian path, and you're heading in the right way, guys. It's hard. It's definitely hard. No one tells us it's hard. People just say, oh, you're eating cooked food, you're eating the normal food, and if you try and eat raw vegan, if you try and eat fruitarian, then you've got an eating disorder. And it's like, man, no wonder everyone's so confused. It's the other way around. It's the other way around. If you're eating 100% cooked food or 90% cooked food and you're not eating much fruit, then you've got an eating disorder, because the only real food that we were really designed to eat is raw food, like every other animal in nature. Like every other animal in nature. So not many people have even heard that concept. Not many people have even been introduced to that concept. So yeah, if you slip up, don't feel bad. Just learn from it. Maybe write down what you've learned from it and just do your best trying to make the same slip up again. Make a different slip up. Whenever I made a slip up, I promised myself I wouldn't make the same slip up ever again. Like if I slipped up and had some rice, I'd say, okay, no more rice ever again. But it was white rice. And so then I allowed myself to have some brown rice. And I said, okay, no more brown rice ever again. Then I slipped up and had some potatoes. I said, okay, no more potatoes ever again. And so these were just stepping stones, stepping stones, stepping stones. Eventually you ran out of cooked food to have. All that was left was just the sweet, juicy, fresh fruit and vegetables, guys.
Fruitarian, living lifestyle. Learn about the benefits and start now. Eating from the vine and feeling divine. Fruit living with nature's design.